Hello friends and loved ones, and welcome to another Pointless Persona Picks, the show where I highlight 5 of the best instances of whatever thing I think is worth discussing. Because while they may seem pointless, even the smallest thing has the potential to offer up something incredible. Since I'm discussing things far and wide throughout all of Persona, consider this your spoiler warning for the series as a whole. 10 years ago today, I released my second video ever on the top 5 sandwiches in video games. Don't watch it, it's not good. But on that list, I included Nozomi's limited edition gourmet sandwich from Persona 3. And my original idea for today's video was to discuss the top 5 sandwiches in Persona, except, what, do I give a spot to the discarded egg salad sandwich from the start of Persona Trinity Soul? Yes, obviously, that sandwich is number 1, it wouldn't even be a fair fight. So given that burgers are a type of sandwich, shut up, yes they are, I'll be a bit more specific and go over the top 5 burgers in Persona. And just to clarify, a burger is a ground patty served on some type of bread, most traditionally a bun, because I know some places out there wrongfully call this a burger for some dumb reason. It also means I will not be counting Konami Mashita's Hamburg steaks. That's right, Konami, I don't care how marbled your meat is or how slow your movement is, I don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Okay, that sounded kinda creepy. Let's just get started. The truth is that I actually made this list way harder on myself than I needed to. How? Well, simply put, I decided that if a burger is from a specific restaurant, I'm including all instances of that chain in a single spot. And that's why we're starting off this list with the burgers from Peace Diner, a fast food chain from Personas 1 and 2. While you can get the Peace Burger, Double Peace Burger, or Big Peace Burger from this establishment, these particular items really aren't anything too noteworthy as far as Persona 2's restaurant mechanics go. So why is it on this list? Because I love how this simple burger joint ties so elegantly into the very first Persona game. Persona 1 opens up with Mark and Hidehiko arguing about whether or not anything will happen if they play the Persona game. You know, the thing that kickstarts the entire series. With them agreeing to finally do it after making a bet that the loser has to treat everyone to an all-you-can-eat dinner at Peace Diner. And how does the game end? With you and your party meeting up at Peace Diner. And I'm just a big fan of that style of bookending. In Persona 2, Peace Diner is where you can get information from the rumor monger Chikarine, who is holding a burger in this piece of official artwork, so I guess there you go. That right there, that's the actual burger that's on this spot, I guess. Cut me some slack, we're only at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have burgers that we only hear about through the distant memory of a forsaken child. A burger that we can't eat or even see, but one that still manages to leave an impression. And that burger is Ken Amada's hamster from Persona 3. Wait a minute, a hamster isn't a hamburger. I've clearly made some sort of mistake, haven't I? Well, yes and no. In Persona 3 Reload, during Ken's linked episode, he invites Makoto into his room and introduces him to his pet hamster, Hamburger. I'm a really big fan of this scene for a lot of reasons. From the very first time we ever saw Ken's room, this hamster has been there. We see it on the security camera in Fess, we see it in his room in Dancing in Moonlight, like it's just been a consistent thing. And based on Dancing in Moonlight, we can actually assume that Hamburger is a long-tailed hamster, a species native to China, because Hamburger has a pretty long tail for a hamster here. So I honestly really love Reload fleshing it out a bit more with this extra scene. Ken named his hamster Hamburger because he and his mom got hamburgers the day he got his hamster. Which is actually more interesting to me when you remember that in Ken's social link in Portable, he tells Kodone that he and his mom didn't really go out to eat very often, so it was very clearly a special occasion. It just adds a little more depth to Ken's backstory and really reminds us that through it all, yeah, he's still just a kid. Even if we don't get to see it, Ken and his mom and his new pet grabbing burgers sounds like a really nice memory, and it's something that I appreciated and enjoyed hearing about. So just to be clear, I am giving the spot on this list to those burgers. Ken's hamster is just more of a good physical symbol of their meaning in the series. One of the big parts of this scene is Ken asking Makoto to take care of Hamburger if something were to happen to him, which is extra dark when you know the reason he's bringing this up is because Ken is currently planning to take his own life in just a few weeks. But, you know, joke's on you, Ken, because that hamster ends up outliving Makoto. Not by much, though. Hamsters only live about 2 to 3 years, and he's around 2 during the scene, so Hamburger is long dead by the time Ultimax takes place. I made myself sad. Alright, let's move on to something a bit more uplifting here. Persona 5 Tactica. That's a nice lighthearted game with plenty of poops and giggles and silly moments in it. Like, look, we're telling Toshiro that we're gonna pour condiments on his head like takoyaki. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see, what does that game offer to give us one of the best burgers in the series? Looks like we have a moment from the DLC chapter, Repaint Your Heart. Hey, I know that story. I recently did an entire video on that chapter not too long ago, and you should all go check it out when you're done with this. Plug plug. Anyway, when we learn that our support character for this story, Luca, is actually the older sister of our kingdom ruler Guernica, whose real name is Tao, their backstory reveals that they were homeless children, and Luca would always give extra food to her younger sister, even when she was so hungry that she couldn't stand it. We see this moment of Luca offering her sister a burger, and Luca's selflessness, coupled with a rough life on the streets, meant that she eventually starved to death, but giving her little sister that burger gave Tao the strength and power to continue on. And I'm not crying, you're crying. I'm just chopping onions, because onions would be really good on a burger. Maybe not this burger, though. Okay, maybe this burger, but only after we scrape all the gunk and cigarette butts off it. You can't play through Persona 3 without experiencing the incredible presence that is Wild Duck Burger. This seemingly simple restaurant chain in the Iwatodai station is an important spot for many of the game's character stories. You spend time with Maiko there, you hang out with Kenji there, you chill out with Nozomi there, and in earlier games he even quizzes you about the chain's mascot, and you even use it to introduce Mitsuru to the majesty that is cheap, crappy, questionably sourced fast food. And by the way, I'm well aware that it's entirely possible and even likely that the hamburgers Ken ate with his mom when he got his hamster could have just been from Wild Duck, meaning those burgers should have just been bundled into this spot rather being its own entry, but that's never inherently stated as far as I know. This burger chain even got expanded in Reload, which turned the Career Experience Day, where Makoto was originally just described as lifting boxes, into a much more fleshed out scene of him working at this chain, and getting a bit more time with Kenji and Ryoji and his super hot teacher. Reload also allows Makoto to eat here at night and take on the Wild Duck Burger Challenge for one of Elizabeth's requests. I enjoy that unlike our number 1 burger, which you've all probably guessed by now, Wild Duck's Burger Challenge focuses on a large number of smaller burgers rather than a singular beefy unit. Also, geez, Makoto, ease up. I promise no one's trying to take it from you. And finally, when we're looking at the biggest and bestest burgers in all of Persona, come on, you all saw this coming a mile away, it's Big Bang Burger. Not to be confused with Big Boom Burger from Persona 5 The Phantom X. There's so much to cover with this fast food chain that I could name everything off the top of my head and still probably leave a lot out. For starters, one of your main party members, Haru Okumura, is literally the heiress to this burger empire. Taking on the Big Bang Burger Challenge is a great mechanic in the game where you can eat bigger and bigger burgers to raise your social stats. You can bring Caroline and Justine here and eat a really big burger. The chain is so popular that they even have locations in Hawaii, making it an international chain. It serves as the basis for Okumura's palace with the burger-themed space station, and the combo meal itself is even a signature attack you can encounter during the main boss battle. Big Bang Burger comes with its own Thieves' Den achievement, Supersize My Stomach, with a burger being the logo for it. And Burger-kun, the mascot of this chain, is such a cute and iconic design that you can even win a doll of it in the Crane game to display in your room, and it's even worked its way into real-life Persona merchandise. I knew that if I tried to do a top 5 burgers list without lumping all of Big Bang Burger together, it could have just filled this entire list on its own. It's a fun, memorable, surprisingly narratively impactful part of the Persona 5 mythos, and with everything this fast food chain brings to the table, I can't think of any other option that even comes close to claiming the title of the #1 burger in all of Persona. Alrighty, and those are the best burgers in the entire Persona series. Do you agree or disagree with any of my picks here today? Are there any burgers in the series you think I should have mentioned instead? Let me know in the comments below, and feel free to drop your suggestions for more pointless Persona picks down the road. From envelopes to earrings, I'm willing to see what I can find, so until next time, take care.